We're going to talk about the gift of the word of knowledge. This is found in 1 Corinthians 12, verse 8. The word of knowledge is a unique operation or manifestation of the Spirit in that it's distributing knowledge that you cannot possibly know apart from God. Oftentimes people might interpret the gift of knowledge as something where, hey, I've learned a lot by study and stuff, and I'm going to impart that knowledge to you. No, that's just knowledge. That's not a supernatural manifestation of knowledge. So a supernatural manifestation of knowledge comes through the Spirit distributing as He wills. A great example of how this happens is in John chapter 4. We're going to read that in a moment. But I want you to note that it's something that you cannot know apart from God. It's the Spirit of the Lord releasing something to you for an individual. And why would God do that? To increase faith, to accompany the truth you're about to speak into their life with signs and wonders, an undeniable stamp of God. So it's powerful, and it's something that you can walk in. You can develop this gift by the Spirit of the Lord in your life. So let's go ahead and look at Jesus as He ministers in the word of knowledge in John chapter 4. Starting in verse 5. So He came to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near the plot of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. That's an interesting point about the well. Jesus, therefore, being wearied from His journey, sat thus by the well. It was about the 6th hour. A woman of Samaria came to draw water, and Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." For His disciples had gone away into the city to buy food. Then the woman of Samaria said to Him, "How is that you, being a Jew, ask a drink from me, a Samaritan woman? For Jews have no dealings with Samaritans." Jesus answered and said to her, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is who says to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked Him, and He would have given you living water." The woman said to Him, "Sir, you have nothing to draw with, and that well is deep. Where then do you get that living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well, and drank from it himself, as well as his sons and livestock?" Jesus answered and said to her, "Whoever drinks of this water will thirst again. But whoever drinks of the water that I shall give him will never thirst. But the water that I shall give will become to him a fountain of water springing up unto everlasting life." Verse 15, so the woman said to Him, "Sir, give me this water, that I may not thirst, nor come here to draw." So in verse 16, Jesus shifts into ministry and He says, "Go, call your husband and come here." The woman answered and said, "I have no husband." Jesus said to her, "You have well said, 'I have no husband,' for you have had 5 husbands, and the one of whom you now have is not your husband. In that you spoke truly." Verse 19, then the woman said to Him, "Sir, I perceive that you're a prophet." So what just happened here is she asked Jesus for the living water. Well, what's the living water? It's the Spirit of God within Christ. It's a well that's so deep that God can pull forth to minister life. Now, what she got that day, besides just water, which would run out, and she'd have to come back and get it again, she got an overflowing of the well of the Spirit of life coming through Jesus to set her free. And when He ministered the word of knowledge, something that there's no way He could have known about her, that obviously was true, she absolutely dropped everything. "Man, I perceive you're a prophet. I perceive God's with you." And so you see later on in the story, she runs to her whole town and gets all of them to come out and meet this person, Jesus. She just was radical in evangelism all of a sudden. So Jesus ministering to her from a higher place than just using natural means. And that awoke in her spirit to respond and to go after Him and understand who He is. So again, that's the word of knowledge. It's knowing things about somebody that God is revealing to you to open the door for ministry. We're going to give some examples down the road of how this is operating in real times today, but it can operate in your life. And the basics of asking is just saying, "Lord, give me something, show me something about this person that you want to minister to that would open her to the gospel because it's true." So thank you, and God bless you, and pursue the Lord in the word of knowledge. It's a great gift.